Hostilities in the Gaza Strip and Israel. Day 84. Heavy Israel bombardment from air, land and sea continued across much of the Gaza Strip, including central Gaza, the southern town of Khan Yunis, and Jabalia camp in northern Gaza. The firing of rockets by Palestinian armed groups into Israel also continued. Additionally, ground operations and fighting between Israel forces and Palestinian armed groups were reported, including in such areas as Al-Buruj and Al-Maghazi camps in Deir al-Balah, where Palestinians have relocated following orders from Israel forces to move from northern Gaza and the Ad-Daraj and At-Tufah neighborhoods of Gaza City. Reportedly, these operations resulted in high numbers of fatalities. Between the afternoons of 3rd and 4th January, 125 Palestinians were reported killed and another 318 people were reported injured by the Ministry of Health (MOH) in Gaza. Overall, between 7 October and 3rd January, at least 22,438 Palestinians were killed in Gaza, according to the MOH in Gaza. About 70% of those killed are said to be women and children. During the same period, 57,614 Palestinians were reportedly injured. Since 3rd January and as of 4th January, no additional soldiers have been reported killed in Gaza. Overall, since the start of the ground operation, 173 soldiers have been killed and 1,003 soldiers injured in Gaza, according to the Israel military. On 3rd January, the Israel military designated 2 additional blocks of evacuation in Deir al-Balah Governorate, issuing orders via airdropped leaflets. The orders cover an estimated 1.2 square kilometers, home to about 4,700 people, and where one UN-supported health center, Nuseirat, is located. Since 1st December, evacuation orders have been issued for several areas estimated to cover 128 square kilometers south of Wadi Gaza alone, and previously home to just over 1 million people. This area encompasses 13 hospitals, 29 health facilities, and 143 shelters where over 550,000 internally displaced persons, IDPs, were taking refuge. The UN and other humanitarian partners have been unable to deliver urgently needed life-saving humanitarian assistance north of Wadi Gaza for 4 days due to excess delays and denials as well as active conflict. This includes medicines that would have provided vital support to more than 100,000 people for 30 days, as well as 8 trucks of food for people who currently face life-threatening food insecurity. Humanitarian organizations are calling for urgent, safe, sustained, and unhindered humanitarian access to areas north of Wadi Gaza, which has been severed from the south for more than a month. On 4th January, the vicinity of Al-Amal Hospital and Palestine Red Crescent Society (PRCS) in Khan Yunis was struck for the 3rd consecutive day. PRCS reported that 7 IDPs sheltering in the compound, including a 5-day-old baby, had been killed, while another 11 people were injured over the 3 days of bombardment. PRCS also reported that dozens of residential buildings and people gathered at the entrance of Al-Amal Hospital had been hit, resulting in dozens more deaths and injuries. On 3rd January, WHO stated that over the previous 3 days, 13 trucks carrying crucial medical supplies for surgeries and anesthesia had been delivered through the Rafah crossing. The medical aid is said to be delivered to Nasser Medical Complex, Al-Aqsa, Al-Awda, and European Gaza hospitals in southern Gaza, benefiting about 142,000 patients. WHO called for unimpeded access for these life-saving items to reach their final destinations. On 4th January, 177 trucks with food, medicine, and other supplies entered the Gaza Strip through the Rafah and Kerem Shalom crossings. Stay tuned to our channel for the latest news about hostilities in the Gaza Strip and Israel.